What's up guys, it's Avery here. Today we're going to talk about a number of mistakes that first-time homeowners have and things that they often leave on the table, as well as these are some great tips and things that you should be doing every single year, as well as things that you should just generally be doing as you're owning a home. And today feels like a really great day for me. It's finally colder down here in North Carolina. It gets really hot all summer, so I'm enjoying wearing my nice sweater, having a little bit of colder weather, sipping some tea on the front porch, just having a good time. As well as I found a new barber and they actually did a good job. First two haircuts that I got here were pretty abysmal and I was pretty nervous about making YouTube videos. So I'm feeling good and I'm feeling confident. And with that, let's get right into some of those mistakes and how you can fix them. That first mistake would be about the inspection report. Many people in the last year and a half waived an inspection in order to purchase a home. So if you didn't get an inspection report during the closing process, make sure you go ahead and get one and then address those issues. The mistake other people make if they got that inspection report is not addressing the issues. Now, not every single thing that'll happen in an inspection report is necessary for you to fix, but it'd be really great for you to go ahead and fix those major things to help the integrity of the home. Because it's important to make sure that you take care of the property so that it doesn't fall over and you have somewhere to sleep. If you have that inspection report and you're not really sure what to do with it because you don't 100% know how homes work, which is totally cool and completely normal, just go ahead and contact a number of general contractors. Really, you could just send them over the report and they can give you some ideas. And if you get multiple opinions as well as multiple quotes on things that you need to get done for the home, you can get a good understanding about what's necessary, what's important, and how much things cost in general. The next mistake that people often make is forgetting to do the type of routine maintenance and care on your home that it generally needs. There are a lot of things that a home needs in order to stay afloat, look good, and continue to be a good investment for you. And that first one would be taking care of your heating and cooling system. So not everyone is going to have air conditioning, but I think most people have some type of heating system. So every single year you should get someone from a plumbing company or a heating and cooling company to come take a look at whatever type of heating and cooling system that you have. They need to run some checks on it to make sure that it's working properly. Or before the winter, you want to make sure that your heating system is working well so that when it's a really cold day down in the winter, you do not want to have the heat kick out on you and no longer work. So it's really important for that aspect alone that you do that as some type of routine maintenance, as well as it increases the longevity of your heating and cooling system. If you get them cleaned and maintained every single year, they're going to last longer. Just the same way your car will last longer if you change its oil more often than not. Another home maintenance thing that you definitely need to do, and it can be extremely costly if you don't do it, but it's very inexpensive to do it, would be cleaning your gutters. Make sure every single year, or maybe multiple times a year if you live above trees and there's lots of leaves falling, that you get your gutters cleaned. Because when that water falls on the roof and then goes to your gutters and attempts to get to the downspout that pushes away from your house and there's a bunch of leaves there, then the water's not going to be able to travel through to the downspout and away from your house, but instead it will pour over the side of the gutters, onto the side of the house, and then right down into the foundation, which will completely deteriorate your foundation over time, and that is not what you want. Instead, you could spend a couple $100s on a ladder, get up there, do it yourself, or you could pay someone a couple $100s every single year just to get those gutters cleaned so you can save your foundation and save the integrity of your home. Before we get into the third tip, let's thank today's video sponsor, which would be absolutely nobody, or me, because I am sponsoring today's video with my hard work as well as my years of experience owning homes. So it'd be really awesome if you'd go down and give today's sponsor a like on the video. Third mistake that I often see people make, and this one is just such low-hanging fruit because it's so readily available and they're trying to get rid of all of the money that they have in this program, would be getting utility company rebates. Every single state, or that I know of, and probably in whatever area that you live in, has some type of home energy assessment test. You can call your utility company and then they will come out and do a home energy assessment test on your home where they will check the insulation, check the windows, the heating systems, as well as they'll change out all your light bulbs to LED light bulbs and just do a couple of things to make your home far more energy efficient. In my first home, I did this and they put in brand new thermostats, gave me shower heads that were far more efficient for water, but still had good shower pressure because that's important, as well as the fact that the building that I bought had no insulation whatsoever. So they were willing to pay up to 90% of the cost to blow in insulation through the siding on the outside. They didn't have to take any walls down, rather than me paying for it. So I paid a couple $100s out of pocket rather than the $3,000–4,000 that it would have cost in order for me to do it. And it gets really cold in Boston where that property is, so having some insulation was very helpful. At the same property that I bought, the furnaces were also 40 years old, so I knew that I was gonna have to get them replaced. And I actually got them replaced a couple of weeks ago, and I went through the process of doing that and had a plumber come out and replace them. And it was a pretty expensive bill. But something that was great about it was the utility company was able to give me about 1/3 of the price back in rebates because I put in energy efficient systems, which is also very helpful for the tenants, so they have a lower bill, and I don't really have to worry about the hot water or the heat crapping out in the middle of winter because now they're brand new. So it can take something that's a really big expense or something that seems really major and then cut it down quite a bit because of these rebates that they offer. And if you're not going to utilize these rebates, it's a huge mistake because every single time you pay a utility bill, the utility company is charging you for these programs. So the reason I was able to get a rebate is because everyone who pays their utility bill every single month is paying into this fund to make those rebates happen. The fourth mistake, and this one I missed out on twice, and I really wish I did it before I moved out of my first two properties, would be getting a home equity line of credit on your property. Now, definitely don't get a home equity line of credit so that you can go pay off your credit card debt or pay off consumer debt or get into more debt or being able to pay for some type of addition or renovation. The point of the home equity line of credit is so that you can take the equity that you've amassed in the home or the property and then use it to buy more properties that are bringing you in money. It's not to fund more liabilities and get into more debt. But with a home equity line of credit, it's really difficult to get them on an investment property. I've attempted to do so and I'm no longer able to on both my properties in Boston, as well as the loan to value is far more difficult if you're not living in the home and they are offered. So many places will offer really awesome products where you can have as little as 5% equity in the building and they will give you a home equity line of credit. And I'm currently trying to do this in the property that I'm sitting in because I'm fixing it up and then I want to use the equity here to go purchase another property. And as they say, if you don't use it, you lose it, which in this case is not true because if you don't use it, you keep having it, as well as the fact is you don't pay on it. So if you have a home equity line of credit, just because you open it up doesn't mean you have to utilize it or pay any debt on it. And the other great thing about it is the costs for opening one are sometimes free, virtually zero, maybe $50. The one that I'm attempting to get has no cost for opening it up. The only cost that you will ever pay, other than the fact that if you start using some of the money and have to pay it back, are if you close it early, then you have to pay them $350. So there are really good terms with this, and it's just a good safety net to have or something that you can utilize to go leverage and purchase more property. That final thing that I see people do quite often would be over renovating their homes. And there's nothing wrong with doing some fun, cool renovations and enjoying the space that you live in. But if you're attempting to renovate for profit and get some money out of your property, then make sure that you're not just renovating and putting dollars in and believing that that's going to increase the value of your home. The value of your home is based off of other homes around you. It is not based off of how much money you paid that contractor and then you multiplying it by 1.5. There is no world in which that exists. So make sure that when you're doing these renovations, you understand the value of them, how much you're paying for it, and how much you believe it will increase the value of your home. I did a video all about the most profitable renovations that you could do, and you can check it out up here or in the description below. But really, I think it's important if you're focusing on the bathroom and the kitchen. The bathrooms and kitchen are where a majority of the value lies in a home because people like pooping in a comfortable place, as well as they like pretending or making food in a cool spot. But if you're renovating the kitchen and you live in an area that is not super nice or super affluent, but just a standard area, maybe you don't need to get a $12,000 Wolf range, but you can just get a nice stainless steel one in order to do some type of upgrade. So that's a good example right there where people sometimes over renovate because they feel like if they're paying more, it'll increase a ton in value. So you have to see what the market around you calls for and how much it is and how much it will actually increase the value of your home. I hope this video helps you guys and you got a good understanding of some of the mistakes that people make and some of the tips that you could take away and maybe some action items if you purchased your first home. And if you haven't purchased your first home yet, go ahead and check out some of my other videos. And if you don't check out some of my other videos, I'd really appreciate it if you would go down, comment some of the things that I might have missed, or like the video if you haven't yet, even though I asked you in the middle. And if you're new here or you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I love talking about personal finance, real estate investing, as well as other things that you can do with your money in order to build your wealth. And if you like me here, I think you might like me on Instagram. I like making reels and posts and stories daily where I talk about the same kind of stuff. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys next time, and more wealth is coming your way.